I am personally scared. This is why it's not easy. I'm sorry. Um, as you know, Vladimir Putin and the Russian government have turncoated. For 3 years, they were telling Russians the USA was the enemy and the country, Russia, was with war, in the war with the USA. The USA was the instigator. The USA was the master of puppets, was the leader and the leading country in the NATO. And USA was against Russia, willing to destroy Russia's sovereignty. The USA was supporting the Nazis in Ukraine. Moreover, it installed the Nazis. Okay, it created the coup in 2014 and all these things. The USA, the instigator, the warmonger, a bunch of no good Satanists, transgenders, and quadrobbers. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks ago, after only one telephone call from the US president, America turned from the worst enemy into a partner, into a great country, and Russia lost, communication, diplomatic relationship with the USA was placed on hold, on pause. It was just an unfortunate event all of a sudden. That's what Lavrov said. From the worst enemy, from the country that we were in war with, from the country that created all this, sucked Russia into this conflict and great country, a partner. Moreover, American companies are offered to take Russian natural resources, rare earth, and come back to Russia with investments. Quite a metamorphosis. There's a problem there. Vladimir Putin can sell Russians anything, literally anything, but he sold them the war with Ukraine. Now if he did that, he can do absolutely anything. But a sale needs to be slow. It takes weeks, perhaps months, and takes all resources of Russian propaganda. You need to slowly turn people into this idea, to use 1,000 angles, 1,000 liars, pretending to be telling the truth. You must invent lies that look like truth, and you must bombard the Russian people minds with that for weeks, perhaps months, and then they believe. You sell it to them. They accept this idea. In this case, Vladimir Putin turncoated overnight. Revolution, not the usual evolution, and that is dangerous. People don't have enough time to change. Their brains get overloaded, they start sparkling. First, they go around at night slashing tires. They stop cars, not allowing them to enter their neighborhoods for reasons unknown, things like that. They start spilling their anger and stress onto the ones who are right next to them. But often sparks result in fires. And fire is what Putin is afraid of, because fires have a tendency to get out of control. And once the fire is out of control, Pacific Palisades burns down. Putin can follow the same path. You never know. The regime can fall in days. Look what happened in the United States. Oh, I'm sorry. Look what happened in the Soviet Union in 1991. Fire got out of control, and in 3 days, the state, once mighty powerful, was in ruins. Okay? And Vladimir Putin is afraid of that. So last week, Putin started taking actions to prevent fires in the minds of Russian people. he started taking actions to prevent fires from growing. I quote Vladimir Putin. Moscow's first contacts with the administration of the US President Donald Trump are encouraging, and American partners, please note that, are demonstrating pragmatism and a desire to abandon all cliches. End quote. At the same time, he said at the meeting with the KGB board that some of the Western elites are determined to maintain instability in the world and in Russia. And these forces will try to disturb, disrupt, or compromise the dialogue that has begun. Putin, I unquote, Putin added that this threat should be taken into account and the agencies, they should use all the possibilities of diplomacy and special services to disrupt such attempts. What forces are the Western elites using? Reporters, academicians, educators, non-profit companies, institutions, free thinkers, vloggers, YouTubers, anyone who asks uncomfortable questions and inspires people to think and to also ask uncomfortable questions. I mean, who else? And what kind of use of special services exactly to disturb these attempts? We all know well. Novichok, polonium tea, flying out of the window. It's not the first time this special service uses will be applied. We all know these things well, unfortunately. Putin knows better. He knows that what he's doing right now, this 2 and 2 doesn't equal 4. He knows that the dots don't connect. He knows he cannot turn code overnight and, from selling Russians the war for 3 years, he can't just sell peace like this and, create peace without them asking questions. He knows that the only problem he might run into right now is when people start standing up and asking questions en masse. When people start sparkling, they might be caught on fire, uncontrollable fire. And that fire could purge Putin and his gang. And he wants to get rid of them threats, all threats. Better be safe than sorry approach. And the orders have been given. I personally have seen KGB operatives following me and my friends 3 times. Once openly, twice covertly. Was actually one I didn't understand. Either it was openly or covertly. Okay, so 3 times in total. And you know what? That was very scary. And I am scared, especially after Putin's order to get rid of us all using special services. I want to say I want to be extra careful, but how can I, really? I'll see you soon. Carthago delenda est.